Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Kyle, and in this video we're going to be talking about the price action of Theta, as Theta sure is attempting to hold itself up even though Bitcoin's dumping to the downside alongside the rest of the market. So in this video we'll take a look at the price action, we'll see if Theta can hold its ground, and I'll share some of my price targets with you as well. Let's get into the video. Starting off nice and simple, looking at a 24-hour line chart on Coinbase, and we see that earlier today Theta seems to have stuck in a little bit of a bottom here, coming in around $8.50, and has just been marching its way to the upside ever since. We see Theta up 10% on the day, we see it down 2.5% on the week, and we see it down 27% on the month. The 24-hour trade volume is at 628 million, and the market cap is coming in at 10.1 billion. And quickly stopping into coin market cap, we see Theta coming in at rank number 20, ahead of EOS here, and just behind VeChain. Look at those beautiful gains coming in today, and trading at $10.08 at the time of recording. And here we have Theta up on the daily chart in TradingView, and Theta bulls right now are doing their very best to hold this thing up, as I don't see nearly as much damage done to this chart as I do on the Bitcoin chart. And if you look to the right here, you see like almost everything I've got on my watch list just in a complete sea of red here. And then there's Theta, this little beacon of green coming up, and it's even doing quite well against Bitcoin, being up 9% against Bitcoin right now. So Theta is showing us that it is one of the stronger alts, at least at the time of recording. And what we are seeing though is we are seeing some more downside pressure implied. Where if I circle right here, you're going to see that the 10, 21, and 30 are in a bearish posturing right now, and they're looking to try to attempt to cross through that green 55. You see that every single time the bulls push up price action here, price action continuously gets harassed by those moving averages, which are now coming into confluence with the 0.382 of the Fibonacci. And but to the downside here, we're seeing that the 89 exponential moving average is holding up price action on candle body closures, and the last couple times that Theta has stabbed to the downside, you can see that the 100 simple moving average is picking up price action as these moving averages just are pretty much just coiling upon themselves. And at the end of the day, the way I view this, if I'm just looking at the chart in front of me, you know, Theta's had a beautiful run to the upside, and it's not unusual to see a project go through some massive consolidation like this. And the quicker they run up, the crazier these ranges become. And as you can see, when I stretch my price range tool, and I've done this in the last couple of videos, that the overall greater macro structure of this is about a 42% range. And that's not going to be for the squeamish. I mean, if you're not timing your buy-ins correctly here, you do run the risk of being underwater very quickly and quite violently here. But overall, so long as price action stays between these two purple boxes, for me, it's just sideways consolidation in the overall greater macro structure. So the first thing I'm looking for here is I want to see Theta start to undo some of this downside pressure. I want to see it start getting some candle body closures back up above these moving averages here. If it can get back up above those over time, then I think it's going to try to grind its way back up to the bottom side of this overall greater range here. So bottom side of this liquid zone, coming in around the $14 mark. But ultimately, what I'm looking for a signal from Theta is I'm looking for a daily candle body closure above the top side of this liquid zone here. If it gets a closure above the top side of that liquid zone and confirms this area of major resistance as support, that's when I think we can start looking at some upside targets to be initiated. From that condition, if that condition is met, the first targets that I'll be looking for in the short term from that moment is going to be the 1.414 of the Fibonacci extension, which is coming in around $19.50. Up above that is the 1.618 coming in around around $21.50. And those would be the short-term targets. Very, very common targets for institutions, traders alike, kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if the condition is met that we get the daily candle body closure up above here, I would look to that for the short term. So if you see price action shoot up and start to stall around the $21 mark, just know that's a very common target, likely a little bit of profit taking in and around that time. But a more midterm target would be up here around the 2.272, coming in around very close to $27, and up above that is the 2.618 coming in around $30, and that would be my midterm target. And perhaps that's a target for mainnet, assuming that this market can get its ass in gear and no longer dump its way to the downside. Of course, Bitcoin applying a ton of pressure right now, but I'm quite encouraged by the way Theta is holding itself up for the time being. That is a testimony to its strength from a price action perspective. Now, if Theta begins to roll over here, and starts closing below the bottom side of this liquid zone, well, a couple things would be happening at that point in time. First of all, we have this defined high, and we have a lower low for the first time in a while, and now we have a lower high for the first time in a while. And if it starts to take out this pivot point and the bottom side of this liquid zone, it would officially be in a daily downtrend. Now, not necessarily a death sentence. I mean, if the bull market continues, and likely it will, it would just be implying that maybe a deeper retrace would be in the cards. And what I'd be looking for is likely a test of this 200 EMA, which is in purple here. And Bitcoin just tested its 200 EMA as well. But that would be the first area I'd look for a potential bounce coming in around $6.28. And if it was to take that out over time, I think it would come down and visit the 200 simple moving average, which is coming into confluence with this area back here. And that is coming in down around $4.90. Of course, I'm not looking for that at this point in time. The condition to be met first is taking out this pivot point on the market and then that closure below the bottom side of this liquid zone. And as you can see, Theta, that's multiple steps ahead of the game. But I do like to set conditions in place so that I have a plan for if those things begin to happen. So it's if this, then I do that, so to speak. We got to have some patience. Markets are indeed the transfer of wealth from the impatient to the impatient. And we got to keep our eyes on what the rest of the market is doing, what Bitcoin is doing. And I'll be coming out with some more frequent Bitcoin TA videos just so that we can all keep it on our radar. Even if you don't care about Bitcoin or don't own any, it is a good idea to keep your eyes on it. You know, maybe a day comes where some of these altcoins begin to decouple from Bitcoin. I do see that as a probable scenario down the road sometime, whether that happens in a year, 2 years, 5 years, I have no idea. But at some point in time, as the market matures and as the technology continues to emerge and some of these projects go to fulfill their destinies, I do see some of these coins decoupling from Bitcoin at some point in time. And perhaps Theta is one of those coins. We'll just have to, only time will tell those kinds of things. It's all just speculation at this point. But for right now, I do like how Theta is attempting to hold itself up right now. I hope that it can continue to do that over the next couple of days. And of course, I cover Theta quite a bit in this channel. I'll bring you updates as they come, as they make themselves available. So again, just a quick recap. First, my condition to be met is I do need to see this this area of major resistance taken out here, get that daily candle body closure up above, confirm it as support. Short-term target from that moment in time will be the one spot 414, so 19.5 bucks. Above that is about $21 mark, 21.5, one spot 618. And the more midterm targets, perhaps for mainnet, is going to be the 272, the two spot 272 at 26.5 bucks, closer to 27, and then the two spot 618 around that $30 mark. So perhaps we see that happen coming into mainnet, but we'll just have to take it level by level, and I will bring you updates as often as I can. Anyways, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Until I see you again, have yourselves a powerful day.